Hi guys, before we start, warning. Spoilers ahead. Today, I'm going to recap a 2020 Korean thriller movie called Search Out. This movie tells the story about a hacker who tracks a serial killer that kills using social media. So, what are the methods? What is the motive behind the killings? Let's find it out. The movie starts with a sociopath who receives and complies with strange missions from Instagram. The missions involve watching a mysterious video overnight, isolating himself for 24 hours, hurting himself, and a last mission which is yet to be revealed. Enough with the mystery, we are introduced to our main protagonists. A kind young man named June who wants to be an office worker. But in real life, he works as a cashier. He also has a religious friend, Sung, who wants to be a police officer, but works as a courier. They live in the same building together. In Instagram, June is actually an influencer with 12,000 followers who loves to help people promote their business. This is how June meets a woman to help grow her psychology consulting business. Her name is Won. She gives free career counsel for low-income people, for the good cause. One day, June and Sung's neighbor receives an odd message with a black and white whale photo from Instagram account, Arish Kigal. She is asked about the meaning of her life and gets more depressing replies upon messaging. Neighbor is also among the June's 12,000 followers. She wants to meet June to talk about her depression of becoming an idol star in Seoul, but June rejects her because he is afraid of neighbor knowing that he is a loser in real life. A mysterious person stalks the housing and takes photos of neighbor. On Sung's way home, he almost crashes into Stalker, but Stalker doesn't say a word and leaves. The next day, a detective came into their building and informed that their neighbor has committed suicide. He also questions June and Sung about it. Due to his guilt of rejecting his neighbor, June determines to investigate it further. One day, June is also messaged by Arish Kigal and asked about the meaning of life. Seeing the strange message, June deletes it. Suddenly, neighbor's Instagram account messages June and asks to answer the question. Surprised by the incident, Sung accompanies June to investigate the motive. They came to Arish Kigal's Instagram page that is full of dark and depressing contents, with the black and white whale photo among them. They confront and accuse Arish Kigal of killing neighbor in Instagram. In another place, a sociopath is seen looking at the whale photo that usually appears in the odd messages. Due to the oddity, June and Sung report it to detective who handles neighbor's case, but detective refuses to investigate deeper. Detective states that the investigation is closed since the motives are already clear. They desperately ask a gangster boss to help them investigate. A gangster member named Nori decided to join the team as a hacker. She found out that Arish Kigal is actually an alias for a Sumerian underworld goddess. Nori tracked Arish Kigal's IP but she failed. So, she decided to retrace those who had visited the account. To their surprise, a lot of people who have visited the Arish Kigal Instagram account are dead. June and Sung visit the victims' families but are rejected due to their trauma. While visiting the families, a stalker stalks them. Upon realizing this, June and Sung chases Stalker but he can get away. After the chase, June and Sung receive unsettling news. Arish Kigal comments on Nori's post with the same question. What is the meaning of life? Upon realizing that she is being watched by Stalker, she lures and captures him with a taser. Stalker reveals that he knew Arish Kigal from social media. They became friends and kept in touch. However, one day, Arish Kigal threatened to reveal Stalker's secrets if he didn't do his bidding. So, he is sent by Arish Kigal to get information about the victims. Although Stalker was threatened at first, he became addicted to looking into people's private lives and continues to help Arish Kigal. With the information from Stalker, Arish Kigal will get into the victim's consciousness through social media and provoke stress to the point the victims kill themselves. The next day, the detective accuses Sociopath of being Arish Kigal and raided his place. However, Sociopath has shot himself and died, as his last mission from Arish Kigal. Detective informs June that Arish Kigal is dead, and he can rest assured. However, Nori is still curious and investigates further. After that, Arish Kigal messages Nori and provokes her stress. Due to her personal depression, Nori finally gets into the trap and wants to commit suicide. But, she is saved by June and Sung. Seeing that Arish Kigal has gotten to Nori, Sung enrages and provokes Arish Kigal through his live streamer friend streaming. Then, Sung is contacted by Arish Kigal. But it turns out that he falls into his trap. Sung is given missions similar to what Arish Kigal gave Sociopath. Luckily, June suddenly breaks into the room and saves Sung. In the hospital, Nori talked to June about the reason behind her attempt. She also provides information on Arish Kegal to June in order to help him capture the culprit. In addition, June also asks his live streamer friend for help. During the action, June is followed and confronted by many Arish Kegal followers. Sung comes to June's rescue and saves him. However, the detective is there and aims a gun at June's head. June is kidnapped to Arish Kegal headquarters. After kidnapping June, detective demands Arish Kegal to fulfill the promise of letting his secrets go. It turns out that Arish Kegal is actually the woman who contacted June previously. And Sociopath was only one of her pawns. One asks Sociopath to commit suicide and detective to raid the place, to cover her identity. One explains that she wants to take her revenge on June. 3 years ago, June complained about a moldy fried chicken using his social media. The post went viral and the restaurant was boycotted. The parent of the company was also investigated by authorities and went bankrupt. The owner of the company is actually One's father who died after the incident. One tried to kill June using psychological trauma, induced by her messages on Arish Kegal. But, things got out of hand and she hurt many people, especially those around June. In the headquarters, One commands the detective to kill June. Meanwhile, One's followers try to kill Sung in a parking lot. However, Nori and the gang members come and rescue them. June chases One to the rooftop to confront her once more. One is composed because she knows that June doesn't have enough evidence to incriminate her. However, June actually recorded One's confession in the headquarters, on a hidden camera provided by Live Streamer. One desperately jumped from the building to kill herself. Fortunately, the police are there and prevents her from suicide. One is incriminated for the killings then. At the end of the movie, June reworks his approach in social media. He posts the whole story of the moldy fried chicken and One's confession, saying that he will accept any encouragement or criticism. In addition, he also confesses his profession as a part-time cashier without hiding it. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like and comment to help the channel out. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.